Alright guys, welcome to the channel. I'm here again with some very instructive rapid chess games. I'll be playing several 10-minute rapid games where I'll be explaining my thought process as best as I can. The games are going to be very instructive and also very entertaining. And without further ado, let's get some games started. Alright, we are playing a 22-30 rated player. Are we going to see the Queen's Gambit decline or the French defense? Are we going to see a move like this? Okay, we have the Queen's Gambit decline, I guess. Let's see what opponent is up to. Okay, Queen's Gambit declined, Queen's Knight variation. There is a move like this. There are moves like this and all kinds of stuff. Okay, opponent decides to play this move. Playing this move seems to make sense, but doesn't really do much for me. There's a check here, and it's just chaos. Okay, so let's develop this way. I'm also looking at playing a move like this. So if my opponent captures here, I capture here, and I just have a solid center. Just have a solid pawn chain here. If my opponent plays a move like this, fianchetto the bishop, which is not unusual in this kind of Queen's Gambit positions, doesn't really do much because I'm simply saying, bro, that bishop is just looking at the rock over here. So my plan is to castle, and after I castle, then I play a move like this and try to just come in this way. Problem with moving this bishop is that the moment I move a bishop here, opponent has moves like this, and all of a sudden they are putting some pressure here while also putting some pressure on this pawn. So that is why we cannot really move this bishop. We have to be careful when we move the bishop. Okay, let me castle here now. Opponent captures here, I capture here. Opponent plays that. I play this. Opponent is trying to delay this bishop move. Okay, so another plan. Okay, opponent finally captured here. So let's recapture here. Another plan would have been if opponent just develops their bishop, we capture here. And after forcing opponent to move the bishop 2 times and maybe play a move like this and then a move like this, just gain a tempo on my opponent's piece. Okay, now we are going in with this pin. Okay, I was expecting my opponent will play a move like this, trying to put pressure here. But I'm just looking at meeting that move with this move. And if my opponent captures here, I just capture here. I have an open line here, and I think I should be fine. Good thing for my opponent here is that my opponent is here to castle, so they can afford to play moves like this and just try to go crazy on the king side. But let's see what they decide to play. Okay, so that move coming from 500 miles away. So let's go here. Let's meet that move with this move. Opponent plays a move like this. I'm just going to capture here, double up my opponent's pawn. And the opponent can still have the same idea that I was looking at. Opponent is still going to be left. Opponent is still going to be left with the same idea of just having an active rook on the file. So let's see what opponent comes up with next. A move like this, I won't be surprised to see opponent. Okay, opponent captures here. Let's capture here and have this active piece. Ooh, guys. See what opponent is up to. Do you see what opponent is up to? Opponent might just end up capturing here and simply saying, bro, you have 2 double pawns. The end game should be okay for me. Should be better for me. Okay, opponent doesn't do that. And now I'm looking at going here now. So let's say we go here now. Opponent captures here. I'm just going to capture here. Okay, so let's go here now. Just trying to make sure I'm not making a mistake. Capturing here would have been a nice move because with 2 double pawns, the end game is going to be tricky, to say the least. End game is going to be tricky. So let's see how my opponent responds to this. If opponent captures here, I'm looking at capturing here. I'm also looking at just capturing here, going for this pin. And after that, I'm looking at the check here. I think I like my position. I'm also looking at trying to finish my development. Let's see. Maybe opponent is... Yes. Maybe opponent's idea is to go there. Ooh, now I see my opponent's plan. I think I see my opponent's plan. Okay, now I'm looking at playing a move like this. I'm looking at simply playing a move like this. Going for this pin. Simply saying, bro, if you want to capture there, capture there. Okay, let's say opponent captures here. Let's say I go here now. Opponent captures here. Looks like I have to capture this way. Looks like I should capture. Yes. I think I like my position then. No, I think I'm definitely going to capture here. Just activate this rook here. So let's go for this pin. Let's go for this pin. And it is an annoying pin. If my opponent tries to play a move like this to keep this defended, well, that's a pawn. I'm just going to grab it. If my opponent plays a move like this, I'm looking at ignoring it and just going here. The problem here is that my opponent is also attacking my rook. That is the problem here. So let's see how my opponent responds to this. What if they move the king somewhere? I think I can just capture here, still get a pawn for myself, and I should be fine. If my opponent plays some random move like this, I think it is bad. I can capture here, and after the trade, capture here. Let's see what my opponent plays. Because if opponent plays a move like this, I think I can ignore capture here. Ask my opponent to capture this way. Okay, opponent plays that move. We capture here now. So when we capture here, it comes with the threat of grabbing a pawn here. Problem here is I'm yet to finish my development. So maybe grabbing a pawn here. Ask my opponent to capture here. But I'll be leaving my opponent with two bishop. I'll be leaving my opponent with the bishop pair. So I'm looking at, let's say, playing a move like this. And after my opponent captures, then I play a move like this. So let's go here. Okay, let's just double check. Let's say I capture here. Opponent captures here and then I capture here. I'm hitting this. I'm hitting that and I'm also hitting this. So what is opponent going to play there? Alright, let's capture this way. I think I prefer to capture this way. And then capture this way. Opponent grabs here. I think, okay, I can just capture here with check before I capture here. So now the threat here is to win a pawn. That's a threat. We are threatening to pick up a pawn. And aside from that, we are also threatening to just capture this piece. So it looks like maybe we might end up being up 2 pawns here. We might end up being up 2 pawns here. So let's see how my opponent responds to this. A move like this is begging for trouble because I'm not going to capture here immediately. I'm going to throw in this in-between move and it comes with a check. So the king is forced to move. So I'm looking at going here and after my opponent captures here, then we capture here. That's a move. That's 2 pawns, 2 pass pawns. And I hold on to those pawns. So let's say we capture here, play a move like this. I'm not saying what I gain with that. Okay, so I'm looking at going here. That's exactly what I'm looking at playing. Asking my opponent to capture here before I capture here. And then opponent is going to capture here. I have 2 pass pawns, but let's see. I think I prefer this. I have 2 pawns, not really pass pawns, because they are doubled. So let's see how my opponent responds to this. I have a pass pawn the opponent has to be careful of. If opponent trades here now, probably music to my ears, but let's see. Let's see. Opponent captures here, I capture here. Hope I'm not getting my knight trapped. Okay, my knight can go here. My knight can come back here. So my knight is not really getting trapped. Guys, looks like my opponent just abandoned the game. Well, if I was playing as white here, there's no way I'm abandoning this game. This is far. Okay, let's assume my opponent just got disconnected. Maybe the guy is going to come back. Maybe the guy is coming back. Okay. But if I was playing as white here, this is far from over. This is anything but over. Okay, looks like we are going to be winning this one by abandonment. All right, that is a win. Let's quickly take a look at this game. Wow, I played with 92.6% accuracy. Opponent played with 91.1. So at the end of the game, position was relatively equal. I think the last move I played at the end of the game was just not a good move. It was a mistake. So let's see. Let's quickly take a look at the game. This was the Queen's Gambit. Nothing much was going on here. This is all book moves. And my opponent deviated from book move first. But then maybe capturing here was the way to go. Let's see, is that the way? Or maybe capturing with the knight. Okay, I think maybe capturing with the knight might be the way to go. In this position, okay, capturing with the knight, I think might be the way to go. Capture with the knight here. Yes, but we did not do any of that. Opponent traded queens and my rook is all of a sudden very active on this square. And here my opponent declined this trade. I think the reason my opponent declined it is so that he could play a move like this to capture my bishop with a knight instead of a bishop, instead of just trading. But then I play this move, which is just an amazing move in this position. Yes, capturing with the bishop was the best move. I actually thought for a while there, I was thinking, should I capture this way or capture this way? But capturing with the bishop was the best move. And after the trade, I have this move. And then that was a mistake. That just drops all of my advantage. The engine is crazy. What is the follow-up here? Okay, the engine wanted me to just grab here. The engine wanted me to grab here. So why is this move so bad? Why is this move so bad? Rook to a1. Rook to a1. Am I not going here? What else again? Bishop to f1. And what else am I really afraid of here? Okay, the engine is suggesting I play c6. Engine is suggesting I play c6. I was actually looking at a move like this. The problem here is that I think I see the problem here. Opponent has moves like this and they might just start feasting on these pawns. And well, that is GG's. Let's get another game rolling. Okay. We are playing a 21-59. Let's go with the king's pawn opening. Maybe we are going to see the French defense. French defense we have on the board. We're going to see the advanced variation, exchange variation, classical variation, all kinds of stuff. Opponent is going for the advanced variation. So let's strike with this move, quickly targeting the base of this pawn. This is a very useful pawn break in the French defense. And a waiting move like this is also great. And then playing a move like this is another very useful pawn break in the French defense. If opponent plays a move like this, it's just going to be a mistake because we can capture here. Very common mistake in the French defense. And if opponent captures here, our knight comes back. If opponent decides to capture our knight, we simply capture here. And opponent played that. Opponent walked into it. It is a mistake because we can simply capture here now. If opponent captures here, the knight is not a pawn. The knight comes back. If opponent captures here, we simply capture here. And we are simply up a pawn straight out of the opening. Okay, we are going to capture here. And just like that, opponent cannot really castle here. Opponent would love to castle. Opponent cannot castle here. I'm looking at capturing here. A move like this, I won't be surprised to see. Okay, opponent plays that move. Right now, I want to just want to focus on finishing my development. I do not see my opponent playing this move. I see my opponent maybe capturing this way, but capturing this way makes some sense. Trying to vacate this square for the knight. And the opponent went for it. If opponent goes here, I'm looking at going for this pin. That's a pin I'm already looking at going for. I'm also looking at just completing my development and just castling. So let's go here. Okay, opponent has this move. That's a nice looking move. So if opponent plays that move, I'm looking at playing a move like this. Isn't that move good? Okay, so maybe opponent might be looking at also playing a move like this. Alright, opponent just decides to break the pin. I feel like just leaving this move going here. But that move allows this, so we cannot really afford to play that move. So let's do this. And then we castle. One good thing here for my opponent is that the position is heading towards opposite colored bishop endgame. And in an endgame, side that is attacking might just be up a piece. In an endgame, if we just trade everything and it's just the bishops on the board, position is just drawish, very drawish. A move like this comes to mind. A move like this, what if we go here instead? That's just going to trap my piece. So let's go here instead. I want to keep this. I want to make sure the opponent cannot castle here. That's something I want to make sure of. On the next move, I'm looking at playing a move like this. Okay, so let's go here now. Also, a check here comes to mind. So let's see how my opponent responds to this. We have a move like this, just trying to go for a fork. Going behind that pawn doesn't really work because of this bishop. The bishop is controlling that square. So a move like this, okay, opponent plays that. But bro, that's a piece, bro. What are you doing? Give me the evil piece. Give me the evil knight, the evil rook. A move like this now comes to mind. Let's try to kick this away. I'm up a piece here. I want to be trading. Let's kick this knight away. Dear evil knight, if you don't mind, move somewhere. That's what I'm saying to the knight. If you don't mind, go somewhere. Stop being an evil piece. Okay, let's land a check here. I'm also looking at playing a move like this, trying to offer a queen trade, because why not? Why not? Opponent captures, I'm happy to recapture this way. I'm also looking at maybe landing a check here first before I recapture. Or maybe it doesn't really make a difference. Okay, let's go here. I'm looking on landing a check here and then playing this move. That's something I'm looking at. Let's go here. Let's go here. Let's see how opponent responds to this. A move like this, I won't be surprised to see. Let's go here. If opponent captures here, we captured here. If opponent plays this move, we are just going in here. And that is offering a trade. So I'm very interested in seeing how my opponent responds to this. Okay, opponent goes there. We have to be careful. I'm looking at going crazy this way. A check here comes to mind, but I think it is just a check. So I just want to open up this part of the board. If my opponent moves here, I think then a check here is very deadly because we have a rook sitting on this square. Whoosh. I'm not seeing a very good discovered check. That is the issue. That's the issue with the position right here. I'm not seeing a very good discovered check. Okay. Is that not trapped? Is that piece not trapped? I just want to make sure I do not trap my queen because my queen doesn't really have a lot of squares. Okay, I don't think my queen is getting trapped. Okay, so let's say we land a check here. See what my opponent is going to play. Do you see what my opponent is going to play if we land that check? If we land a check here, opponent can block this way. But what if we land a check here? What if we land a check there? And then a check here is coming to mind. Where's the king going? Okay, I think this should be leading to checkmate. This should be leading to checkmate. King is forced into this square because this is double check. This is a double check. And then we have this check. Where's the king going? King cannot escape here. King can't escape here. All of these squares are taken. So I see my opponent playing a move like this. We have a check here and the opponent resigns. Let's quickly take a look at this game. That is 2 games out of 2. Can we make it 3 games out of 3? Wow. I played with 96.7% accuracy. Opponent played with 76.6. That was just an amazing game. That was an amazing game from me. Let's quickly take a look at the game. It was a French defense and my opponent fell for this baby tactics. That's just a baby tactics. Nobody should be falling for this. If you are watching, learn this. In the French defense, if the bishop is not defended and the opponent plays a move like this, you can get away with capturing here. That's just a pawn. If your opponent captures this way, which is what happened in the game, you capture here. If your opponent captures here, well, your knight is not a pawn. The knight can move back. You just come back here. And you are left with a not a completely winning position. You are just up a pawn and you are chilling. So I think my opponent did not handle this very well. I tried to castle my king, just stay away from chaos, and my opponent castles there. Opponent could not castle here, and castling here is just chaos. And then my opponent played this move, and that's just bad. We just captured here, kick the evil knight away, landed a check here, offer a queen trade, because when you are winning, you want to be trading. Opponent declines the trade. We just move our rook away from the chaos, played a move like this, kick the bishop away, landed a move like this. We are looking at going here for some kind of checkmate, but I'm not seeing any checkmate. The king just comes here. So instead, we just launch forward, asking our opponent, go here if you will. Because if opponent goes there, a check here comes to mind. Yes, a check there should win material. Let's say opponent goes here. I think we have a check here. I can capture here, but we have a check here. Why is it going crazy? Yes, we have a check there. An opponent has to give up the queen. Okay, not really. That's not the best move. Ooh, what's the best move? Oh, the best move is to check here. If opponent goes here or here, it doesn't really changes anything. So let's say opponent goes here. Let's say opponent goes here. Then we have a check here. Is that a check? Oh, it's just checkmate in 4 now. It is checkmate in 4. So let's say opponent goes forward here again. What are we playing here? We have c4 check. What if opponent just repeats? c2. What else? What else? d3 check. Ooh, look at that. That's a sacrifice. And if opponent captures here, then what's the follow-up? c4 check. Ah, look at this checkmate. Look at this checkmate. So beautiful. Okay, I wasn't even really thinking about that. Instead, after this pawn push, we had a trade. Opponent thought they were getting a piece, but now it is checkmate in 4 after this check. And then this check. Look at it. Opponent cannot really move anywhere. Opponent has to block the check this way. We are going to capture here. The king is forced into the square. And that's checkmate. Let's get another game rolling. Okay, we are playing a 2200 rated player. Let's go with the king's pawn opening. We have the white pieces here. Opponent is going for the Caro-Kann. I'm looking at going for the Von Hennig Gambit. Let's see how we perform with the Von Hennig Gambit. Let's see what opponent knows about the Gambit. A move like this is a way to go, and a move I do not like seeing on the when playing the Von Hennig Gambit. That's a move I do not like seeing. Some people capture here, which is a move I like to see. Just grab the pawn. Some people push pawn forward, and I'm just going to capture here. I have no issues with that. The idea behind pushing pawn forward is simply saying, bro, I am not going to play into any of your gambit. I'm not going to play into any of your gambit, and your evil knight can no longer land here. The evil knight is just a funny knight now. That's what opponent is saying. Okay, now I'm looking at playing a move like this. I'm looking at going here, going here. I'm looking at castling here and just bringing fire to my opponent's king side. So let's see how my opponent responds to this. A move like this, I won't be surprised to see. So let's castle here. Let's see what opponent is up to. If opponent plays some moves like this and castle, I'm already looking at sacrificing here. Although for now it doesn't work, but for now I have a move like this, and we have this hook. Whoosh. Opponent. Okay, let's say we sack here. Opponent captures here. I land a check here. Move does nothing. Opponent can block the check this way. So what if we go here? What are we getting with that? For now, I'm not really seeing it. Okay, so let's say we go here. If opponent captures here, we capture here. We should really keep this battery on the board. So if we go here, what is the bishop really doing on this diagonal? I don't want to trade the bishop. That's one thing. I do not want to trade this bishop, or maybe I should trade this bishop. This bishop is looking quite nasty here. So let's just go here. Let's ask our opponent, bro, what's your plan? Let's go here. Opponent. Okay, for sure now opponent cannot. Opponent should not castle here. Not cannot. Opponent can castle there if they wish to. Let's start going crazy here. The good thing here is that my opponent has a hook. There's something called a hook in chess. Opponent has already pushed a pawn here, and if opponent castles here, we can play a move like this, and we are just starting an attack. We are starting a crazy attack. So if opponent doesn't castle, I do not see my opponent castling here. That is position. That position castling there seems to be asking for too much trouble, if you ask me. Okay, opponent plays that move. Move like this, I won't be surprised to see. Trying to go for this pawn. While my opponent is busy trying to feast on this pawn, can I just go crazy here? So let's say we push pawn forward, opponent captures, I capture, opponent just plays a move like this, and it is GG's, guys. Because I think opponent can go grab here. Ooh. Opponent is looking at playing a move like this. That's a move I do not care too much about. That's a move I don't care too much about. I feel like trying to play something that opens up the board. So let's say we go here now. I see my opponent pushing pawn forward. Okay, if I go here now, opponent can also grab this pawn. So that's not a pawn I really want to lose. The pawn push here looks like a reasonable move, just not reasonable enough. Opponent wants to go capture here. That's not a move I think I am scared of. That's a move, as a matter of fact, I would like to see on the board. That's a move I would like to see on the board. Because once I sit here with my knight, opponent is not really getting to my king. Knight, what if they play a move like this? We just capture that. Are we not? Okay. I want to push pawn forward here and then play moves like this, just trying to break open the center. If opponent plays this move, I'm just going to move my knight here. And if opponent goes grab this pawn, I'm saying, bro, that queen might not be very useful on that square. That might not be a square you want to put the queen. Okay, I saw that plan coming. That's a pawn. Opponent can say, bro, that is a pawn. Capturing here, pushing pawn forward here comes to mind. If I push pawn forward here, how is my opponent responding? If opponent plays a move like this, I'm just going to capture here. I have no issues with that. And if opponent plays a move like this, I'm already looking at this move. Do I want to trade? I don't want to trade. I feel like I'll be the one attacking very soon. And the problem is that if I trade here, if I allow the trade, opponent has this move. That's an evil pin, very evil pin. We need to open up the center of the board. Opponent is trying to show us that, bro, I'm not really interested in castling. And if bro is not interested in castling, let's actually play some game. Let's actually break open the center of the board. And if opponent castles, we still have no issues with that. A move like this and just trying to open up this part of the board. Trying to open up lines towards my opponent's king. So this is chaos. Is my opponent thinking of a sacrifice here? Is that a sacrifice? That's not a sacrifice that does much. Not seeing what the sacrifice does. Capturing here, it is actually a pawn. It's a full pawn. But I do not think that's a pawn my opponent wants to go grab. The queen is just going to be too misplaced. A move like this comes to mind, but I think I want to play a move like this. I want to just go. I want to break open the center. If opponent is not going to push pawn, let's push pawn. Let's break open the center. That is the goal. The goal is to break open the center. A move like this also comes to mind. Maybe just trying to say, okay, let's not rush anything here, while also trying to put pressure here. But if we go here, opponent captures here, we capture here. Push pawn forward here. Right, let's see what opponent comes up with next. I wish my opponent has castled. I really wish my opponent has castled. The guy is not going to castle. Let's go here. Where the knight is going? Okay. Opponent wants to capture here, and after the trade, go for this pawn. Oh, go for this move. That's what opponent is looking at doing. So let's say we play a move like this. Opponent goes capture here. The threat is to go here next. That is the threat. So what if I play a move like this, trying to keep everything defended? That's not a move I really want to play. That's not a move I want to play. But opponent is threatening to capture here. And after the capture, play a move like this. The knight and the queen is looking at this square. And the queen is not as useless as it used to be. But now I'm looking at playing a move like this. That's opening up lines towards my king. A move like this also doesn't really do me any favor. Let's say I ignore, allow my opponent capture this pawn, which I do not want to at the moment. I do not want to play a defensive move. I really do not want to play a defensive move. Okay, what if we play an attacking move like this, asking opponent to capture 1%? If we play an attacking move like this, if opponent doesn't capture and then play a move like this, it doesn't work. Okay, so let's say we play an attacking move like this. Opponent is likely going to capture 1%, and then we can capture this way and we should be fine. Everything is defended. And we are looking at pushing this pawn forward. So let's play this move. So let's say we play this move. Opponent captures here, I'm going to capture here. I should be okay. So if we play this move, if opponent goes capture here, I'm going to grab myself a piece. And if opponent goes here, okay, if I grab myself a piece here, opponent can capture here. If opponent goes here, I'm looking at playing a move like this. Okay, the fact that my king, okay, let's go here. Let's go here. Let's see how opponent responds to it. Let's see how opponent responds to it. Here, opponent, how are you responding to it? We just want to gain the initiative again. Opponent goes capture here. I think I can go capture here. And if opponent plays a move like this, I would love to go here, but because I do not have a king here, I do not have a pawn here, it doesn't really work. So I'm looking at playing a move like this. Guys, it's crazy. It is crazy. I think then my opponent can castle. Okay, I think after I check, I should be able to block this way. I should be able to block this way. Opponent plays a move like this. I'm looking at blocking this way. That's going to be a sacrifice. That's going to be a piece sacrifice. So let's see how my opponent responds here. Let's see. This is crazy, guys. I wish my opponent has committed the king, but they have not yet committed the king. I'm looking at opening up the center here, but the problem with playing this move is that it opens up this diagonal for some nasty check here that we have to watch out for. That's a sacrifice, and it is a bold sacrifice. It's a very bold one. If I play a move like this, opponent is landing a check here. So I'm looking at being greedy, playing a move like this. I'm looking at being very greedy here. So if opponent lands a check here, I'm looking at going here and here. Just run my king here. And for all of this trouble, I'm simply saying, bro, I have a piece. I have a rook. Okay, what if opponent push pawn forward? Okay, if opponent push pawn forward, then we can capture. And after I check here, we can block with one of these pieces. And we should be chilling. So if opponent doesn't land this check, I think I want to just run away with my king. I think that's exactly what I want to do. Run, 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 king. Run, 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 king. This is a crazy game. Can't wait to see what the engine thinks about the position. One good thing here is that because I'm up a piece, I think I can give up a piece. If it comes to it, I can give up a piece and hope for the best. I can actually give up a piece if I have to. Opponent is thinking, push a pawn forward here so that when you land this check, the king can't move here. The problem with pushing this pawn forward is that I capture here. So what if opponent goes capture here now? A move like this now comes to mind. So if opponent lands a check, we are running this way. That is not defended, so we need to watch out for it. So if opponent goes capture here now, I really want to trade the queens. I wish I can trade the queens now, but I can't. So let's say opponent goes capture here now. Okay, opponent goes there instead. Plan is to run, isn't it? Plan is to run, run, run. Run, run, run. Okay. I see a move from my opponent here. After this move, I see my opponent landing a check here. And after this move, opponent landing a fork here. That's just going to be a nasty fork. My rook and my, okay. I think I'm running away regardless. I see a check here. A pawn push here. I'm just going to block this way. No, I'm going to block this way. So a pawn push here looks dangerous, but I'm not buying it. Okay, that's the move I'm looking at. So opponent has this move now. Opponent has this move now. I'm looking at just going here. Yes. Let's keep this defended. I think I want to capture here. Because if I go capture here, opponent can push this pawn forward. Or opponent can capture here. I don't want that. So let's go capture here. So when the door settles, opponent is up material, guys. When the door settles, opponent is up material, but I'm looking at just running my king here. The king has to run. King has to run. That move I'm worried about. Not really. The king here, sitting here. Not really. What if we go here? Okay, I think I want to put my king here. Let these squares be connected. Let that be connected. Okay, let's move. Let's move. We have some time advantage here. Let's try to maintain it. What if we push pawn forward? 2 squares. Opponent captures 1%. I just capture the queen and say, bro, thank you for the queen. So opponent cannot really capture 1%. Opponent plays that move. I'm looking at a move like this. Opponent captures my queen. I capture here. Position is not easy, but I think I am okay. I am okay. When the doors settle, I am okay. Opponent doesn't want to trade queens, but if you are not trading queens, where are you moving your queen? Where are you moving your queen? All of those squares are taken. A move like this comes to mind. Whoosh. Okay, I'm looking at this move now. Guys, this position is crazy. Position is insane. Opponent wants to play a move like this, going for this. I do not want that. I'm also looking at playing a move like this, maybe trading. Is trading going to help me? A move like this I'm looking at. Capturing here comes to mind, but this rook is not defended. So the moment I go capture here, opponent can grab here. I'm looking at capturing this way. So let's say we capture here. Opponent is going to capture with something. So if we play a move like this, opponent captures here, I capture. Opponent captures here, I capture here. I think I should be okay. Opponent could play a move like this. I'm just going to capture here. Okay, let's keep it defended this way. If opponent goes grab here, I can capture here. I'm also looking at playing a move like this next. Because this is a nasty pin. This is a nasty pin I do not really appreciate. I'm looking at a move like this. Okay, maybe opponent can go here. Makes sense. Does it make a lot of sense? Makes sense, but doesn't make a lot of sense. My rook on the corner of the board is not a very happy rook. So I would like to bring the rook into the game. The rook right now is actually contributing to the game now. Okay, I saw that move coming from 100 miles away. So let's keep this defended this way. Check here doesn't work. A move like this comes to mind. Is there something I should worry about here? No. Let's trade. Okay, opponent is trying to play fast. A move like this also comes to mind. So let's say we land a check here. Opponent goes there. Okay, let's go here. If opponent goes capture here, it's bad now because we have this move. We have this move, but guys, opponent has a million pawns running. Let's go here. I want to make sure I have some initiative. That's why I'm going there. Oh, guys, look at that. Opponent resigns. If I was playing white here, if I was playing black here, I'm not resigning. If I was playing black here, I'm not resigning. And guys, that is 3 games out of 3. I'm just on fire. I am on fire. Let's quickly take a look at the game. That was an intense game. It was just an attacking game. And throughout the game, from the graph, opponent was actually winning. And at the end, opponent blundered the game away. I thought I was winning, but I was not the one winning, guys. All right, I played with 78% accuracy. Opponent played with 70% accuracy. Let's quickly take a look at the game. Let's see what happened here. It was the Caro-Kann. I decided to go for the Von Henny Gambit. I think I actually need to study this Von Henny Gambit in depth. I think, okay, the idea to castle on the king side is not really appreciated by the engine. And that was the best move. So far, so good. Oh, that was a blunder. What was the best move here? Is it going crazy here? Oh, I just thought if my opponent goes capture here, be my guess, but just moving the king here would have been better. I did not do that. Play this move and just give my opponent the initiative. The pieces are just locking around. And that move, I was so happy to play this move, but it was a bad move. Castling there was not the best move for my opponent. What was the best move? Ooh, look at that, guys. Look at that. If I capture here now, opponent just captures here, open a discover check here, and I just have to give up material. I have to give up material, but the opponent did not play that. Instead, opponent castled. I captured here. I thought I was winning because I was up a piece. I thought this was a brilliant move, trying to just run my king, but it wasn't. Opponent landed this check. I went here. This was just good for my opponent. This was good for my opponent. Capturing with the king was the best move, and then I tried to run with my king again. The reason I push this pawn forward is so that I think my opponent wants to push pawn forward just to harass my queen. That's why I push this pawn forward to ask my opponent's queen, where are you going, evil queen? Opponent offered a queen trade. Trading here is just going to allow my opponent a lot of pass pawns, and it's just trouble. That is begging for trouble. So instead of trading there, play this move. Ask my opponent to capture, and after my opponent captured there, I realized that my opponent wants to play a move like this. Just feast on this pawn. My opponent will have 2 pass pawns running. So instead, I played a move like this, and I think so. Okay, I wanted to say I was finding the best move here, but I think I still played something inaccurate. And then a move like this. At the end of the game, oh, that was a blunder. Trading there was just a blunder. Okay, I guess I have to keep the rooks on the board. I just thought that allowing this rook this open file uncontested is begging for trouble, which is why I played that move. So the move I played was bad. What was the best move for me here? Okay, the best move was to play a move like this. Okay, yes, that is very well defended. I was also looking at my opponent playing a move like this, trying to put pressure here, but we could just play a move, knight move like this, and we are chilling. Okay, I did not play any of that. Instead, I offered a rook trade, and after the trade, position looks like I thought I was winning here. If you ask me, I thought I was winning. I played this move. I was saying, bro, you can't capture here, and if opponent plays a move like this, I'm just going to capture here. That's something I was looking on. Then my opponent played this move, and then I strike with this move, and this is a tricky move. The reason I play this move is simply saying, bro, you want to capture there, and let me come in here, pick this piece up. So opponent captures there. Opponent thought it was a pawn. Opponent was running out of time, and then I captured there again. Instead of capturing the rook immediately, I captured there again. I wanted to make sure that after all is said and done, when I capture here, opponent has to decide where are you moving this bishop just to gain that one tempo. But I know this position is everything but over, because look at my opponent's pawn. Look at this pawn, but opponent decided to resign, and it is GG's. Guys, if you have made it this far into the video, do not forget to like and subscribe to the channel.